Okay, right. So yes, it was a lengthy session yesterday, and today's session is also a little important session, and which we are actually looking more into the roles creation and role creation in the HCM, role creation and provisioning in the finance and supply chain management. And I'm going to talk more about the security, how the security policies will work, because yesterday I have given the overview, but I want to give one more example and make you to understand the data security policies. And then I'll be creating another role. Basically, in that I won't talk about data, but there I talk about the screens, which screen to take off the visibility, which screen to keep along with our roles. So about the screens. So first part I will talk about data roles, and second part I talk about the screen level uh, uh, methodologies. Okay, right. So coming back, the quick revision of what we have discussed yesterday. So yesterday, what we have done, we had a job role, human resource analyst job role, the seated job role. We took the seated job role, and we have created a data role. RBHR analyst data role. We have created this data role. While we are creating this data role, inheriting this job role, what we have done, we have created some security profiles. Well, though we haven't created manually anywhere, but what we have done, we have given security in such a way that for this data role, all the data can be visible. That's what we had defined in the security profile actually. Okay, so once we have given access to all the data for the human resource analyst job role in this data role, when we have assigned this data role to HCM IMPL1 Accenture user, this user could able to see all the information of the employee. That's what we have done. Okay, I'm quickly going to the data role screen where we have created the data role. I went to my workforce, and I went to the workforce structures. In the workforce structures, I have something called manage data role and provisioning. Sorry, manage data role and security profiles. I'm going here, and here I have created the Rainbow HR analyst data role here. While creating the data role here, what I did, I inherited this human resource analyst job role. I inherited this for this data role, and next I have given the security criteria. That security criteria is to view all the organizations, view all the people, view all the positions, whatever HR components are there. I have given view all access for everything for this data role. Okay, that's what I was talking about, security profile here. So in this screen, we have created the security profiles actually, which means view all security profile. This view all security profile is a seeded security profile. If we use the seeded security profile, we can, seeded security profile is view all. For everything, we can mention that we can view all positions, view all lists to data groups, view all people, everything like that. It means this data role has access to view everything everywhere. That's the meaning of it. That's the security profiles. Now, that's how we have created, and we have assigned this data role to the HCM IMPL1, and we have seen by logging in a HCM IMPL1 Accenture user, and we could able to see that as this user, we could able to fetch any data or do any operations. Okay. Now, I want you to understand more about the security profiles. Okay. For that, what I will do, I will take one more use case and I will try to work out on that. The example I will take here is, I'm just making in the big screen. One more example, what I'm going to work out now is to create our own security profile. To create our own security profile, let's understand the use case. What is the use case? And then we work on the use case, and we will derive the use case in the system, which might give us some knowledge about how the security profile will work. Okay. And remember, the current use case, what we are doing for the HCM module. Okay, HR specific operations, because searching an employee is the HR specific operation. So I'm doing in the HR specific module. Okay, and we'll do that, and we'll show you in FSCM, finance and supply chain management, how does it work. So this is a use case example I'm saying. For HR analyst job role, with the current profile, what we have data role, what we have created is, for HR analyst job role, we have given access to view all the employees and view all the departments, and there are many other view all components. I'm not worrying about other things, just for our understanding, as it is not a functional class, it's all about basic understanding of security. Let us say this HR analyst job role, we have given view all employees access and view all department access. What does it mean? The data role what we have created inheriting the HR analyst job role could have access to all these employees. So what I wanted to do, I want to create another use case. Same thing, I want to create another use case where that for the same HR analyst job role, that person should be able to view all the employees except employees from HR department. Okay, and also that HR analyst should be able to view all the departments except HR department. Wherever the HR analyst is searching for the department, HR analyst should not see the HR department, but be able to see all the other departments. Example.
Lakshmi, I'm sorry. Can you please brief once again? I missed something. This requirement.
Okay. So the previous scenario, what we had is what exactly I had created. So as I was showing in my other slide. So in the previous scenario, we have created HR analyst data role by inheriting human resource job role by creating a security profile to view all employees. And we have created the data role and assigned to HR IMPL1 Accenture. So if this HR IMPL1 Accenture user is logs in, so let us see. When the HR IMPL1 user log in, and look for, as this person has a data role which has access to all the data, okay, and also this person has a job role which give access to all these screens. So I'm going to this person management screen where we can search for the person. I'm going to person management screen, and if I search for any employee, okay, let us say if I search for, let us say I will go for advanced search here in the department. I want to look for all the employees who are in some department. Let us say who are in accounting UK department. Okay, I can search for the employees in accounting UK department. I can search for any employee by any combination of anything. Similarly, I want to search for all the department. Example, let us say human resources, HR department. Let us say human resources US department. So I want to search for all the employees in human resources US department. Okay, click OK and search. Then what I can see, I can search all the employees in human resources US department. Okay, so I have full access to search to see any employee in any location or any department by any job. Okay, this is the current scenario. Now my new scenario is, this is my current scenario. New scenario is I wanted to view all the employees, but except employees who belongs to HR department. I don't want to, because I am being a HR analyst, I should not be able to see the information of my HR department employees, example. Or I should not be able to see wherever I can see the department list. Example here, the list of values I can see all the departments in the list of values. Maybe in this list of values, I should not be able to see the human resource department, example. Human resource US department. That is my scenario. Okay, so this in this list, I want to make sure this one won't show up anymore. Similarly, if I want to make sure whatever people are here, these people should not be searchable in my login. Okay, so what I will do, I will take out this list of employees who are in human resource US in my Excel sheet and keep it with me. Okay, I will just keep it with me. You can use it for our next such use case. Okay, I'm uploading an Excel sheet here. We have an ADF table actually. I'll talk about this when I talk about personalization and customization. So I took that data and kept it with me. Okay, similarly, this department should not be visible next time when I create a new data role, which we will limit the access only for the for all the departments except HR human resources US. Okay, so my department is human resource US department. Okay, let's do that. Okay, I'm going back, and as I am a HR AMPL Accenture, this person don't have the right roles. That's why they cannot see the security console in tools, because this person has HR analyst job role. That screen is not visible, not accessible. So if we log out of this employee and log in as someone who has access to create a role, who has access to security console. Okay, I can either log in as HCMIMPL1, I can log in as Curtis Fiat, because both of them has security console access. Okay, so I will log in as HCMIMPL1. To get the security console access, what role we should have? Can anyone remember? You should have IT security manager role. Then only you can see this security console in your login. Okay, so I need to create a data role now. I need to create a data role, new data role now, and new data role here. I wanted to restrict based on HR US department is what I need to do. Okay, so inheriting the job role is same. Only thing is the security profile should be different. Okay, so first of all, I need to create the security profile. I need to create the security profile which can restrict the data based on the HR department. Okay, we should get all the departments except HR US department. That's how we need to create our security profile. So to create our security profile, where should we go? To get any task in the Fusion applications, there are two ways. One thing, if you know the navigation how to go, you can just go there and do that. Like that, as we know the navigation where to go, we can go to My Workforce and Work Structures. And here you can go ahead and pull out that task from here. From here, we have the security profiles. We can define the security profiles and use it. If you don't know the navigation, then how we can go for that security profile is go home. If you don't know the navigation of it, but you know what is the name of that specific application, something like that. In that case, you have to go home and you should go to setup and maintenance. Go to setup and maintenance. We have some middleware application. Go to this task list. We have middleware application called Enterprise Crawl and Search. Here, what you can do, you can type whatever you're looking for. Example, you are looking to do something around security profiles. You can search for the security profile just like that, and it will give what the manage data role and security profile. This is actually where we can create the data roles and security profiles.
Lakshmi, this might be a basic question. Just I wanted to understand. In Springboard, can we add our own offerings, like sales or things?
Yes, absolutely. How can we add that sales offerings? we can, those sales offerings nothing but a set of screens, right? That set of screen access comes from the job role, because the job role will inherit duty role. If you have the proper job role assigned, then automatically you could see those things on your home page.
Okay.
Okay. So we will see about the screen access after this data stuff is done. Okay. So it is where we can create the data role and security profiles. To create the data role, we have to create it, but our intention is to create the security profiles first. So I'm clicking done. I'm going back to that search page. So maybe manage security, something like that. Yeah. So here we can see we can create the security profile for person means for people, how to restrict the people. And for us, our goal is to our goal is to restrict the data based on the department. Okay, so department is nothing but organization in HR terminology. Okay, so I wanted to restrict the data by HR US organization. Okay, so typically in this case, to create a security profile, what we need to do, we have to create first a department or org security profile. Okay, and then use that while creating the employee security profile. Okay, so just steps to understand, right? So first I need to create the organization security profile to achieve this. So I'm going here and manage organization security profile. Okay, so here what I can do, I can search for existing security profiles, or I can create one. So I need to give a name here. So what I will do, I'm going to give a name here. So I'm going to give a name as RB Rainbow exclude HR US DPT security profile. Okay, so it's all the functionality of HR. So if everyone knows HR, you can easily understand. So what organization it is? It's a department type of by HR US department. We have to exclude it. So we have to classify it as a department. So we have to secure it by organization classification here, and we have to mention that our classification is a department. So our classification is department, should be coming up in this list.
What is the importance of the checkbox?
So it means we are securing by the classification. If without checking it, you cannot get the plus icon. Okay,
so to enable this one, right?
Yes. So I'm classifying by department, and in that, what departments I should see? I should see everything except HR US department. So I need to secure by the list of organization. So again, enable it. And in this list, what I wanted to do, I want to exclude HR US department and keep everything else. So I will just go and plus here, and I will pull out the human resources US department. I'll go here and I will search for human resources US department. It's a classification name as department, and search for that. Okay, and click on OK. And what we need to do, you don't want to see this department. Except this department, see everything else. See everything which is classified as department, see everything else which is classified as a department. Okay, and exclude this one. Okay, in our instance, we have around maybe 300 departments. Out of 300 departments, pull all the departments and exclude the department which is human resources US. So that's what I'm doing. So in this classification, it's nothing but an AND condition. Organization hierarchy, if enable it, if you are securing by hierarchies, we can enable the hierarchies. If you are securing by classification, we can enable by classification. If you are securing by list of departments, we can enable the organization list. So when I'm enabling two components here, it means it's an AND condition. So what I'm doing, I'm securing by organization classification, which is department. So what I'm doing, I am trying to look at all the organizations which are classified as a department, and on that, what I'm doing, exclude this human resources US organization list. It's nothing but it's a where condition pull. It's actually forming an SQL predicate behind the scenes. It's actually this predicate one. It's actually pulling all the departments from the organization table, and that applying one more AND condition where department name is not equal to human resource US. That's the SQL predicate is getting created here. Okay. So once it is created,
in which scenario we'll select that secure by organization hierarchy?
So example, our company has a hierarchy. So example,
Okay.
Reliance Industries. So Reliance has Reliance, as I said, Reliance has Reliance Communications, Reliance Petroleum, and Reliance Network, something. And Reliance Petroleum, they have a different divisions like Reliance Bangalore or Reliance United States, are different hierarchies there. So I wanted to look at the employees only who are under Reliance Petroleum and below, if that is my criteria. I want to look at I want to see all the employees who are belonging to some hierarchy where under the Reliance Petroleum, and any departments or any divisions or anything under that, I want to see all those employees. If that is the scenario, then we have to go with the hierarchies. If in any company, every company will have their own hierarchy actually. That hierarchy is a combination of the business units or divisions or legal entities and many more components. So if you wanted to define a security based on a hierarchy, typically it is the place where we go, and most of the companies use this. It's a must use kind of stuff. So basically it's more of a functional concept. So the thing is, what we need to understand is we have to use organization hierarchy, or if we define the security based on the organization trees available in the company. Okay. And okay.
We understand that an SQL query is forming based on our selection, right?
Yes.
So can we see that? Is there any way to see, what query form based on our selection?
We can see that.
Okay.
I'll show you out. Okay, so it is done. So I'm just saving and closing it. So this security profile is done. I have created the security profile. So I'm going to keep it with me. Okay, so next thing, what I need to do, my organization security profile is done. Now what next I need to do, I need to create my person specific profile because I need to restrict employees. Okay, so how we can set the person security profile? There are two ways. You can go here and search here and go here and look for the task. Or if you know the navigation, you can directly go there. I know the navigation, go to my workforce, go to work structures, and then in the work structures, in the task list, in the security profile, I can security profile. So I'm going to keep it with me. Okay, so next thing, what I need to do, my organization security profile is done. Now what next I need to do, I need to create my person specific profile because I need to restrict employees. Okay, so how we can set the person security profile? There are two ways. You can go here and search here and go here and look for the task. Or if you know the navigation, you can directly go there. I know the navigation, go to my workforce, go to work structures, and then in the work structures, in the task list, in the security profile, I can I can create manage person security profiles. So there are two ways of searching any task.
Lakshmi, I understood why you have defined the security profile. I mean, security profile. Then what is the point of defining this person security profile? What exactly it come into picture? See, security profile is the one which is going to restrict department-wise employees' data. That is fine.
Department-wise, not department-wise employees' data. It only restricts the list of department in the list of departments.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So among the departments, it is going to restrict the departments which you mentioned as a exclude. Right? Huh?
Exactly.
Now means like what exactly this is going to do?
So now I want to restrict employees list. So let me show that.
My doubt is like, see, the employee list will always be there in that department. No? It will not be there.
No, that we just defined the organization security profile means we are only restricting a list of departments. Okay, if in the person management, example, we have the list of fields here, right? I'm going to advanced. We have several list of fields here, example. And in the department, we have, I can see this, all the list of departments here. In this list, I don't want to see the HR department.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, perfect.
Okay, other way, I'm going to work structures where actually I can create departments here. I can create department, I can search for a department. Okay, as of now, I can go and search for Human Resources US department here. Okay, so I can search here. My condition is whenever for my role, whenever that user log in, the user should not able to see, we should not able to search the department as well. This person should not able to see any information of this department in this. I want to restrict this department showing up anywhere for that specific role. Got it?
Got it. Yes.
Okay. For that reason, we have created that organization profile. Now, next thing is to restrict the employees. How do we restrict the employees? We should have the person security profile. That's what I'm trying to do now.
So now we're restricting the people under this department? Or?
Exactly. We are going to.
So my assumption was like, if you are restricting the department, automatically employees, so in that department will be restricted. I thought like that.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's not like that. So we're actually restricting that organization everywhere. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a person security profile now, which will use what I have created before and restrict the employees in that department. That's what I'm going to do now. So let us see, create. You can understand it now. Now I'm going to create rainbow employees.
So we have to restrict the organization and under the people as well. Then we have to do two steps.
Exactly. That's what it's going to show.
Right.
Yeah. Every employees exclude HR US person profile. So here I can restrict the person security profile by area of response. It's a HR topic, nothing to worry about that. Area of responsibility by manager hierarchy, it means whoever is reporting under you, we can get that, and based on the work structures. So our logic here is to based on the department, I have to restrict it. So secured by department. In the secured by department, you can see this already defined security profiles here. If you see here, we have a security profile that one we have created. RB exclude HR US department security profile. It is nothing but we are pulling the list of departments departments with whom the employees will belong to. Okay, so I'm getting the list of departments here, and any employees who belongs to this department, they should be visible, and anyone else should not be visible here. That's what I'm doing here. So it's secure by department. Okay, so I can secure by business unit, secure by legal employer, secure by peer. I can secure by many ways, and even I can secure by the name range. Even I can create my own SQL query here by checking the security profile. I can write my own SQL query here, and I can restrict the employee access. I can do that. I can create. I can check this one. I have full access to. We won't write select clause actually. We only write the columns and from class and where class basically. So it has I could say something like select X from whatever table. We can give any number of tables here. There are people underscore F, PF, and HR organization. You can use combination of organization table, jobs tables, and many other conditions we can give together, and we can write down the own logic to pull out that information. Okay, I'll give an example of this later. It will take a little more time, else at least I will mention in my documentation. So once we have it restricted by this department, I can go next. In this, we have something called preview. Preview is very good feature, is available from release 11 onwards, I guess. So where you can see whether the security profile you created is working or not. You must identify the assignment evaluate. Okay, sorry. I mentioned it. Assignment.
Assignments to evaluate.
Where is that? Somewhere?
This is in workforce structure.
Workforce structures, yes. Assignments to evaluate should be all. I will take every assignment to evaluate. So if you go to preview session now, in this preview, you can see how this one is going to work. Okay, it's the SQL predicate for person access, where actually what is SQL query got created. So this is SQL query got created based on what we have given here. So if you see here, we are actually pulling out where HOUF organization ID is not in. This is the organization ID that we have created. So accept this organization ID, pull every effective organization information which is available, which is classified as a department, and which is available as of today's date. So to take every active department available as of today, and whose organization is not in that HR US department, and the assignment type what we have given, which assignments we should be bringing into. We should bring into every active assignment, employee, contractor, non-worker, and pending worker. Pull every assignment and every employee or every person who is not in this HR US department. That's the SQL predicate. Same thing, we can write an SQL predicate with our own custom query, and we can keep that in the custom criteria if you don't want to rely on any other structure. Now I'm going again back to this person access review. Okay, now what this preview is, if whatever data, whatever the security profile is assigned to a user. Okay, if I assign the same security profile to a user HCM IMP11 example, and how the search will work. Okay, now what I will do, I will go and get that Excel sheet what I created. I will search for the person with Ballard, because I know Ballard belongs to Human Resource US department. Okay, before searching for the Ballard, let me search for someone else. Let me search for John. So it is able to pull all the employees from the John. Okay, so it has HCMCA department. Now what I will do, I will go ahead and search for Ballard. It should not pull. If then only we can confirm that our profile is working. So it is not pulling anything. So Ballard is not showing up in the list. Okay, and this is not showing up in the list. It means our security profile is going to work. Yes, it's working now. Okay, so as it is confirmed, what I can do, I will save and close it. I want to
suppose that Ballard may be related to some other organization also. He is the same person exists in some other organization. So can we see that? Can we see him?
Yes, we can. If in reality, if the person can be assigned to 2 departments, in that case, the Ballard should be able to show up.
Maybe we can go with Smith. I think Smith will be there in multiple organizations.
Patricia and Smith are both are of HRES. But yes, you can see that.
Fine.
But can be a person belongs to multiple departments?
In reality, I mean, if you talk about the functionality, yes, the person can be in multiple assignments provided our employment.
Multiple assignments will be there, but multiple departments I'm asking. Multiple assignment.
When it's a multiple assignment, each assignment can be of each different department.
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So as my profile is ready, so I'm saving and closing it, and I'm going to keep it with me. Okay. So yes, my person security profile is created. So what next? As my security profiles are created, the next step is for me, security profiles are ready. So next step is create a new data role and inherit this job role and assign the security profiles to the data role and assign to some user and see how it works. Okay, so let's do that. How do we go to data role creation? Go here and go to the task and go to manage data role and security profiles, and then create a data role. And then here I want to create RB HR analyst non-US. I'll just mention that. I'll say RB non-US HR analyst. Yeah, HR analyst role, something like that. So here I'm going to inherit. What I need to inherit? I want to inherit human resource analyst job role. Message. Human resource analyst job role, click on OK. Next. So security criteria, yeah, as it is saying that there is already another data role which inheriting the same job role, it is okay. Our security profile is different. That is fine. Okay, and here we have to limit. They have many access. Do you want to restrict the list of departments? Yes, I want to restrict the list of departments or organizations. So how I can do? I need to choose a security profile here. Last time we have chosen view all. Now I like to choose rainbow exclude HR US department security profile. I want to restrict it. So automatically say that this profile is restricting by classification and by organization. And for position, I want to view everything. And for illustrative data, I want to view everything. But for person again, I want to restrict based on my person security profile. So what is the person security profile we have created? We have created rainbow employees exclude HR US security profile. So what it will do, automatically check secure by department here. And public person. Public person means employee directory. Employee directory means which is available for every employee. So public information should be available. All the employees' information should be available for me publicly. So I will say view all workers or all people. View all people. So public person is actually a directory kind of stuff. Person is actually where the hiring or searching an employee, changing a job, changing a manager, something like that. Okay, so document type is view all, and payroll flow is view all. Right, so click on next. Now security profiles are created, so you can review the security profile for each one. So as I said, for organization we have RBI exclude HRUS department security profile. Here you can see classification is department and organization is human resource US. We can see that. Okay, so for position we say view all, so it won't show anything. So everything is view all. For person again, it is actually coming back here. It is restricted by workforce structures, secure by department, and it is the security profile. Right, so I'm going to review and submit it. And submit it, and once the data role is created, I will assign this data role to that HCM IMPL1, or else I will create a new user, because I don't want to use Accenture name publicly. So let me confirm that RB user is created. Okay, so RB non-US HR analyst data role is created, so I can use this role now. So what I can do, or let me do for the same user only, because for the same user we have already seen that same user could able to access all the employees across the company. For same user, so for same user, I'm going there, and now I'm going to remove this role and add the new role. So I'm going to remove this role, okay, and add the non-US HR data role. The non-US HR analyst data role. Okay, done. Save and close. Done. So once it is done, then I can log out now and log in as Accenture HCM IMPL1. Okay, as it is HR analyst, the same job role, screens are same, nothing different. Okay, now I'm going to my workforce and I'm going to person management. So let me search for this person. See if it is coming up. Still searching. It's not coming up. Previously it was coming up, because this list, whatever we got it, this list is from the same user login. We got this list. Now this user is not showing up here. Okay. Sorry.
Can we try for Smith here now? Once?
Yeah, sure. So Smith. So here there are many names here, but our Smith is
the department should not come actually.
Yes, department.
Yes, Smith Sarah.
Because same person number is showing up Okay, so this is the one who has multiple departments
Maybe data corruption or
for the same person number. Same thing applies to Smith Patricia as well, who has same person number with multiple departments and showing up here. So
maybe we need to change our query also.
right, so we need to change that custom criteria a little more.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, ignore about these multiple person numbers. In this case, as we need to go a little more in our custom criteria of that security profile and restrict the duplication of the departments. Okay. Check out remaining case. So let us say Gardner. Gardner is Gardner Pam, but our person is Gardner James. So Gardner James is gone now. And also look out for the departments list actually. If you can find the US department here. So we have human resources, all the list, but we don't have human resources US department here. So list is gone. Same thing could be applied if you expand this film strip. Okay, if you go to workforce structures, where we can typically I don't think HR analyst has access to the work structures, so that's why they cannot see it. So whatever security profiles we created, those two got affected now. Okay, now let us see how the data security policies got created in security console for whatever data role we created. So I'm going back to administrator user and I'm going back to security console. Sorry. I'm going back to security console, and in the security console, I'm going to look out for my role, Rainbow. Rainbow. Yes, non-US HR analyst job data role. If you look at this data role, happening. The problem is it should come up automatically here. Just searching it. It's something different.
Can go back to the same place. We can read it.
Oh yeah, it came up now. It took this long to search. So I'm going now. What I'm doing, this data role is created from our individual application. Okay, now security console is a common place where we can see every role from all the modules. Okay, so if I open this role now, edit the role. This role, every role we know that every role will have the functional privileges, data security policies, and role hierarchies. What are the duty roles it is getting inherited? Okay. So now if I go to this functional security policies, it will inherit all the screen access functional privileges based on the job role that is assigned to us. So we don't have any issues with this. If you go next, if you see the data security policies, these data security policies are the one which are created based on what we have created in our module, HR module. Okay, so in this case, if this is a person detail, okay, person detail basically means probably person detail is more of person information. Data source, person detail means it's a person table. We have seen data security policies. Data source will be having a data source, a table, and it will have a condition. So if I go and edit the security policy, here we can see this is a policy name coming by default, and database source is person detail table, and what we are select by an instance, and that condition is this is the condition for all people F table, and on this table pull all the employees information based on this exclude HR US person profile. Okay, this is the profile we have created in our HR module. This profile. Okay, so it is how it is working, and in the actions we can whatever actions we can take, it will pull out the list of default actions what we can do based on what we have choose. Okay, these things will get populated automatically. Okay, so same thing for all. Yeah.
Lakshmi, that data set we have not covered yet. No, that will be covered in some other session, right?
Okay, so when you say data set,
yeah,
this one,
this is another some other concept, right? Data set, or is it
data set is actually, I mean, for data security policies, especially for any role across HR or financial or supply chain management or everywhere. Any role will have the data security policies. Out of the data security policies, data set is nothing but what data we are trying to choose. Are we trying to choose all values? Are we trying to choose by condition? That condition actually comes from the security profile. So whatever security profile we created, based on that security profile, pull the data. If that is what our data security policies is, then data set has to be selected by instance set. Or our case is to not by all values, not by instance set, or by key. If it is by key, we need to mention by person number, or by start date, by end date. Okay, typically that's the importance of data set here. Okay, but typically we won't, for HR security profiles, we won't go and edit or modify data security policies here until unless it's really needed. Most of things can be done with our custom security profile criteria, but we do that in the financials and supply chain management modules. I'm going to show that in
okay, I got it.
Okay, right. So it's the data security policies based on what we have created. So in the data security policies, to meet the condition, we have to define the SQL predicate. That SQL predicate nothing but a security profile in the HR module. Okay, HCM module. Right. So now let me show you how it works in the finance world, in the finance and supply chain management world. Okay. So let's see that. And for everything, for every data security policy, the fundamentals are the same. It will have the resource, the table, and it will have the it will know the role from which for which role we create the data security policy, and then we have the SQL predicate, and then we have the action. What action we can take? Okay. Now let me go back to my PPT. Let me give a brief introduction of the finance and supply chain management, how that security policies will work, and then I will go and talk about the screens. So how we can make sure what screens are coming up, and how we can make sure how to take out some of the screens if they are not really needed, and we talk about that. Okay, so before that, let me quickly cover the finance world, how the security profiles are defined. Okay, right. So in the FSCM, function, the finance and supply chain management, basically the data security policies, whatever data security policies we define here, right? Those data security policies, what finance has given, they have given a default predefined set of data security policies like this. Okay, so example, we have a job called financial analyst. Okay, so we have some job called financial analyst job. Okay, so financial analyst job, typically what happens is, in real world, financial analyst will have some set of operations that financial analyst can do. If I go to the security reference model of the finance, if I go to financial analyst, financial will have set of duties and set of role hierarchies, and these are aggregate privileges, and these are functional privileges, and they have some data security policies here. Okay, so every data security policies is based on the business object. Business object we can think of like a data source. Okay, so now how they define is, if you define a job role, and that job role, if you wanted to apply the data security policies, so what they will do, example, I have this financial analyst job role, and example, on top of it, I have created, these are all the jobs created on top of that financial analyst job role. Okay, someone created financial analyst Australia primary ledger job role. Example, I'm saying, I'm opening this one, which was already created. So if it is something not starting with ORA, it means it is customized already. It's a custom role. Okay, so if you open this role, edit role.
Other than any ORA role, we can call it as
yes,
custom.
Something custom role. Yeah, that's right.
All PR, all everything.
So ORA from release 12 onwards, all the roles, all the especially job role starts with ORA.
And Lakshmi Vishnath here, can we use any naming conventions on the custom objects, like in apps we will use XX Infusion also we have naming standards?
Basically, Oracle recommends to use the company specific naming format. If you Rainbow RB, start with RB.
Okay.
Like that, but nothing like that. XX, they have never given any guidelines like that.
Okay.
Right.
Lakshmi, ORA means the
Oracle
has been developmented, because of that reason they're giving ORA.
Yes,
Suppose,
if it is to
under my, suppose if I'm the one of the team lead, I want to exclude with new permissions, then I can create myself.
Yes, you can create your own role. You can do that.
Own role. Okay.
Whenever you create your own role, then that naming condition will change. ORA will not be, it won't start with ORA.
It won't start with ORA. Okay.
Just I wanted to understand, if you are going to be create a role with ORA, will it accept or not?
I think no.
It will accept.
But it will, whenever Oracle gives any patch, it will override?
I mean, if you create a role with the same name which is already available in the system, it won't accept.
Okay.
But if you start your own name, begin with OR, it will accept.
It will accept, okay. But it will not disturb, right? Oracle patch in future will not disturb.
Until unless Oracle create another role with the same name and apply the patch.
Fine.
Already. Okay. Now here actually the security profiles, most of the security profiles, okay, it's a functional security policies. It's a screen access which comes from the data role, what job role, what this primary ledger financial analyst Australia primary ledger inherited. Okay. Next one is the data security policies. In the data security policies, we define here. Example, if I create data security policy here, I can create my own policy. So let us say grant some grant project, something like that. So in that data source, I can choose. Oracle has given the list of database sources. What database sources you can choose here? Business unit. And for business unit, what condition you can choose? Access the business unit for which the user is authorized. Whatever business unit user is authorized, you have to, for that business unit, for this condition, you can take necessary action. So here, I need to choose the business unit. The business unit, okay, and for this business unit, what I wanted to do, what data set I had to act. So if it is specific to one business unit, you can give the business unit number, or if it's specific, select by instance set, and Oracle has defined list of instance set, access the business unit for table for all the business units. There's a list of predefined access given by the Oracle, and we can make use of this example, access the business unit for which the user is explicitly authorized. Whatever the business unit for which user is explicitly authorized, use that business unit to do necessary actions. What actions you want to take? Manage payments by business unit, or manage receivables, or whatever action you wanted to take, you can take the necessary action based on this condition name. Now, access the business unit for which the user is authorized. How do we know for which business unit's user is authorized? For that, what Oracle has given a separate screen for that, where you can authorize a specific user with that specific business unit, or with specific ledger, or with specific cost organization. We can do that. For that, what Oracle has given is something called manage data access for users. It is a screen where actually you can identify, you can provision what data scope, what's the data scope of the user for that specific role. Okay, example, for this Australia primary ledger, or example I'm saying primary ledger, what is the data scope for that user? And we can define that data scope. Once we define the data scope, then this condition name will work, which will access the business units for which the user is explicitly authorized. So let me show that screen. So I'm going to set up a maintenance to search for that specific tasks. Manage data access. Manage data access for users. In that data access, you have users without data access, users with data access. Okay, so I could go ahead and search for any user. So let us say I'm searching for the users without data access. Okay, or else I can search for the user with data access, something like that. If some, for example, users, if data access is already defined, we can search for that users. Okay, so let me get someone who don't have data access, and we can define how we can add the data scope for that user. Okay, so I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to see what is the data scope for any specific user. Okay, let us say, let me search for some user. So to show the user, so I'm trying to search for some financial user which is already available in the system. It's not showing up anything. That's fine. Let me try someone like Curtis. So I'll get this person. It's very slow today. What is this? Okay, so Curtis finally came here. So if I search for the Curtis, so basically this person don't have any security context value, because we are switching for the users without data access. So I'm going to define a security context value. This person has all these roles assigned. For any role, for any security context, there's no value actually. It means the person don't have access to do any action on anything. So what we will do, we can actually create a data scope. And make the user to authorize that specific business unit, something like that. So here I am actually looking for that user. Curtis Freddy, and whatever roles are already available for the Curtis Freddy, we can able to pull only those provision roles. We cannot pull any other roles. Okay. To define the data scope, the first thing is you have to provision that role to the user. Okay. In that case, maybe financial analyst role should be provisioned to the user. Once it is provisioned, example, something I am giving some role I am giving financial reporting, some role I am giving to that. This role is already provisioned to the user, which means already assigned to this user. So I just choose that role, and for that role, I'm choosing the security context. Okay, because I'm going to give a data scope. To give it the data scope, I need to define the security context, business unit, what business unit that person should have access to in this role. Okay, that is, I can pull the list of values from here, and I can assign that specific value as part of the security context. It means that person is authorized for this business unit. It means if that person can execute the operations, whatever it was mentioned in the data security policies of this role can be done. And we can have as many data access we can give it to this respective user. Okay, so the functionality will be a little different in the finance and SCM world. This is the place where you actually create the SQL predicates. It is a place to create the SQL predicate. Okay.
These are data roles you're selecting, no?
This is no, it's not for finance world. It's not necessarily a data role. I haven't created any data role in the finance.
So these roles which are being selected here
is typically,
what kind of roles are these?
Typically a job role.
Job roles.
Yeah.
So this list will not give data roles at all.
No, whatever job roles in the website and in the finance world, it will come up in this list. And whatever that should be a custom job role where we define the data security policies as what I was showing before this screen. And that data security policies will say what action and what is the condition, and that condition should be based on this context values.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because until now we were only assigning data roles, right, to the users.
Yes. So that
here
is
you're saying that these users are assigned job roles.
correct.
Okay.
So basically, we haven't created any data role anywhere in the for the finance and supply chain management.
Correct.
I started with the job role and has shown the data security policies there. In the data security policies, it is asking for the authorization. For the authorization, I came for the screen and then giving the authorization to the respective business units or cost organization, whatever I wanted to.
Yes.
Okay. So now, assigning like this, it is a difficult thing because that one person can have multiple security context. We cannot do manually one by one. For that, what we need to do, we need to rely on the bulk upload. To do the bulk upload, we have to go to the authorized data access. So I will come to this again, authorized data access page again, when I talk about the file-based loading, and I will show how we can do that. I can use this use case at the point of the file-based loading, how we can bulk upload the security context and values to the bulk number of the users. I will do that at that point of time. I just wanted to, whoever has a finance background, I just want to understand how the data security policies and the data scoping work in the FSCM world. Okay, so next step is I wanted to go to the screen level functionality, and I wanted to show how that work and how we can do that customizations around the screen level stuff. Okay, so let me do that. Okay, so let me give brief introduction about some more introduction about the security console and some information about the functional privileges across screens and how does it work, and then we will see how we can customize the roles and customize the screen accesses and how we can replicate that in the in this instance. Okay, let me do that. Okay, so now I'm going back again to security console. Okay, let's completely talk about the screens. Okay, let's forget about the data, whatever we have discussed just till now, forget about that. Let's talk about how the screen access will come to us. Okay, how do we know what screen what screen that role has access, what screen that role doesn't have access? How do we know? Okay, so let us say I'm opening up the financial analyst job role example, same thing, the financial analyst job role. This financial analyst job role, so for this job role, how do we know that it will have some list of privileges and list of duty roles and aggregate privileges, we know that, but what screens for the person who have access to this role can see? How do we know what screens they can see? For that, Oracle has given a simple way of doing that. Click on this actions. In that, simulate navigator. If you click on the simulate navigator, what it will do, it will open up the complete list of screens available in the Fusion applications, and whatever role we are looking at, with this role, whatever screens we have access to, they won't be locked. Whatever screens we don't have access, with this role, those screens will get locked. Example, for financial analyst, For risk management tools menu, setup and administrator is locked. They cannot access it. Finance analyst role doesn't have access to the screen. Only some places wherever this lock is not available, only those things, example, spaces. It is one screen which is available to use under the financial analyst person. Okay, and set preferences is available for that person who has this financial analyst job role. Okay, it will give the complete list. Maybe what you wanted to know, what are the screens that financial analyst can see. Okay, if you want to do that, click on the show all, access granted. If you say that, it will only populate the list of screens on which they can access. They can access in general accounting. This financial analyst person can access general accounting dashboard, journals, and periodic close, and financial reporting center. And some of them has the exclamatory mark. It means that it has access, but it may not be visible in the navigator due to some customized settings or other system variables. Some customizations are happened on the screens. Because of that customizations at security level, that we are not able to, this screen may or may not show up on this financial analyst job role. Okay, so this is how it is.
Can you repeat that, Lakshmi? If it is a triangle, it is a customization on the screen.
Customization on the screen. Maybe I might create an expression language, something like that. If custom logic. If a person is from US and a financial analyst role, don't show the screen to the user. Or if the person is not a manager, then don't show up the screen. Something like that. Whatever Oracle has given, Oracle has given the screen. Example, financial analyst has access to all the screens. Okay. Now my requirement is this analytics page should not show up for the financial analyst. I should not show up for the financial analyst who are not a managers. If they are not a managers, this screen should not show up. How do you achieve that? Financial analyst role is that we wanted to have one more condition: financial analyst and should be a manager. Then only they can see the screen. For that, financial analyst role will give access to all these screens by default. And on top of it, if you wanted to apply some condition like whatever condition I was telling, if a manager, don't show up. If a manager, show it. If not a manager, don't show up. In that case, I can do customization on the screen saying that if the person role is not a manager, then don't show it. I can write some custom logic actually, which we are going to talk about when we talk about screen level personalization and customizations. Okay.
Lakshmi, I have a question. The thing is that how do I identify it is a EL or anything else? Can you go to the analytics screen and showcase that any EL has been built or whatever?
Right. How do we have to go to not analytics screen, we have to go to structure screen in the tools. So I will quickly show you, but I'm going to talk about that.
Yeah, is there for some screens they have not customized, right?
That's right.
So can we do for some custom thing? For example, let's say general accounting dashboard like that.
Okay, you wanted to hide this one based on some condition?
Yeah, as like analytics.
Okay, yeah, we can absolutely do that. Yeah, so that one actually typically where we do, I will quickly show it and come back what I'm talking. So, but I'm going to talk about this in detail when I talk about personalization and customization. Typically we have tools and structure. In the tools and structure, we have the navigation. So whatever we are talking about, what the screen, sales, something. So sales. So I forgot that. Let us say example, risk management tools, we have something called this preference surveys is there. And if you wanted to do something, see that there is some gray out here. It means there is an expression language built already. There is some expression language built already saying that if offering future is enabled, some condition is there. If the condition is met, don't show up the screen or to show the screen, something like that. Same logic we can apply there as well. Okay, if I want to create an expression logic like that, I have to create a sandbox. From the sandbox, I have to do that. But don't worry, I'm going to talk about this in detail when we talk about the personalizations and customization of the screen. That's a separate topic actually. It's a 4 or 5 days topic completely on that. Okay, at that point I will talk about that. For now, what we are talking here is if a role is assigned with that role, that if you have the set of screens accesses, and if you wanted to take out the screen access from that role completely, or with that role, what screens we are able to see, what screens we have access with that roles. So, okay. So if you wanted to know with that specific role assigned, what screens do we have access to? Okay, so let's go back again to that role, what I'm talking about. Financial analyst job role. In the financial analyst job role, or else I will take the financial analyst Australia primary ledger job role. We can work on it directly. So if we have the financial analyst Australia job role assigned, then what screens this role is bringing? What screens they are bringing along with that is, it will give all the screens which they don't have access to. What roles it is bringing is access granted. So the list of these are the list of screens which you can access if you have this role assigned to. Okay, now I'm going back to all. If example, if you want an access, you have the list of all the screens here, right? Complete list of screens, whatever available in the Fusion application actually with your licensing. It has everything. And suddenly it looks like that you want an access to something like talent review, which is already locked. If you want access to this, what role will give access to this? If you click on this, it will mention what role or what privileges that give us access to the screen. If you click on the roles, view roles that grant access, it will give the list of the roles which will give access to that screen. So what you want can do, you can assign this specific role, if any specific data role is available for this one, get that role and assign to the user, then user could be able to see the screen. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here is, if you like to get access to any screen, the way you have to go is look at that specific screen and look out what role will grant access to that screen, and understand what data role, if it is HR module, what data role is built on that screen, or if it is finance module, what job role is built on that screen, and how we can get the access for that screen. We have to work out like that. In this case,
so everyone can see all the screens, whatever available under Fusion applications, even they have access or not.
Yes, if they have access to security console, then they can see all the screens available in the Fusion. It is actually simulator. It's not functionality. Okay, it is simulator. It is simulating what access you will be having with a specified role. For any role you have mentioned, what access you will have, what access you will have with that role compared to the whole list of screens available in the Fusion application along with our licensing. Okay. Okay. Now let's do a small exercise here. This role has access example, let us say we have financial analyst. This financial analyst is financial analyst in Australia primary ledger. So who takes is the person who is analyst who takes care of Australia ledger details. That's the thing. And we have a newly joined financial analyst, and we wanted to assign this role to that person, but that person should not do the month-end closure financial activities. This person should not do. Okay, this person should not have this period close screen access. That's a requirement. Okay, whatever, because we are going to have those kind of people. We are going to have those kind of people joining company now and then. Maybe first to 6 months, we don't want any financial analyst to access to period close screen. They could able to access everything except period closing, something like that. If that is a requirement, then we need to take out this screen from this job role. If that is a requirement. Okay, so this kind of requirements can be met in several ways. One way, if you are seeing this job role in our company, we want to create a junior financial analyst job role, something like that, where they won't be seeing this screen access and they could able to see all the other screen access. If that is our requirement, then we have to, in that case, we could go ahead and customize this role or take a copy of this role, take a new role and take out this screen access and make that new role available to the user.
So in that case, the period close, you say the lock, right?
We'll have the lock, yes, once it is done. That's true. So that is our use case, I'm saying. So that is our use case. We wanted to we want to create a new job role, typically, and where they could able to see only we could able to see everything except period close, because we don't want that specific job role have access to this period close, because we don't want them to do the month-end financial closure activities. If that is a requirement, then how do we do that? So I want to cover that today, but as anyways, we are 2 minutes away to our time zone. So I will stop here and I will start talking about the screen level details in tomorrow's session. And if you have any questions, ask me. I know some of them are a little bit confusing, but I hope you can understand the basics.
Yeah, I have a question basically regarding OER, on the Oracle Enterprise Repository.
Okay.
Is it in a free source, or do we need any kind of access for that?
It's a free source.
So there is no specific role or something like that. Everyone can access each and everything, right? What are they?
They can access actually. So I am going into the private mode. So I could able to access everything.
Okay. Yeah. So it will give all the information like tables, views, all the information, whatever there.
Yeah. I am in the private mode. I didn't sign in yet with my user account.
Correct. Yeah.
So I could able to see the information. Yeah.
Lakshmi, maybe tomorrow when we meet Lakshmi, we could just discuss that security context and those kind of things again.
Okay, the finance one.
Yeah, the finance one, yes.
Okay. So what we may do, Pradeep, probably that one we will take it separately. So okay. Tomorrow we will talk about the screen level stuff and then some customization around that. And once it is done, probably we can talk about that.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Others we can take it in a separate session. So yeah, for the benefit of everyone else. So we'll do that.
Thanks, Lakshmi.
Yeah.
Lakshmi, predominantly a security profile is used only on the HCM implementation, not on the finance and SCM, right? Normally.
No.
Okay.
Security profile is only for the HR specific, and security context and data scopes is for the financial world.
Okay, thank you, Lakshmi.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Lakshmi Vishnath here.
Yes, Vishnu.
Lakshmi, do we have any different certification for technical also, or it's like only on module wise?
Certifications for the technical, actually, we don't have anything available yet. Only for the Fusion technical, we don't have available yet. We have something for the Fusion administrators, typically who will actually do this security and DB specific work. But coming to SaaS Fusion technical, we don't have any certification yet, but we have different certifications for the ADF and different certifications for the middleware components.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it's in the cards. So this
You
will
mean
coming up with a couple of certifications.
all middleware means also all the things you meant to say?
Yes. So and data integrators and ADF frame development completely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it has that.
Okay, thanks, Lakshmi.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so any questions? Okay, then we can meet tomorrow. And okay, is it a question from someone?
No, thank you for that. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, then see you tomorrow. Somehow my system got stuck, I guess.